ever get that feeling?
Yeah.
Like you're hanging out with someone and they just kind of like suck the energy right out of you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Walk away. And it's not like they're buzzing. They're not like, super energized or anything, but you feel
Well,
drained. It's
yeah,
like they fed off of you somehow.
exactly. And that's what we're going to dive into today.
Okay.
This feeling of just being completely drained by certain relationships. We're going to be looking at it through the lens of Melanie Martinez's song "Leeches."
Ooh, interesting choice.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
We've got the official lyrics here and a really cool analysis document, too.
Okay. Oh, cool.
So what we're going to try to do today is unpack all these metaphors that are in the song and the analysis and figure out what Melanie Martinez is trying to say about these types of relationships.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know people like this, right?
Yeah.
You hang out with them and you just feel worse afterwards for some reason.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, we've all been there. So let's jump into it then. What's the main takeaway? What's the core thing that we should be looking for here?
So the most obvious thing is right there in the title, leeches, right?
Yeah,
Can't really miss that one.
that's the big metaphor. And she uses that image to describe those people who just latch onto you and drain you emotionally.
Oh, okay. I see.
The analysis actually uses the phrase feeding off of, like these leeches are feeding off of the speaker's like emotional vulnerability and whatever resources they have.
So it's not just that they're, taking up your time. It's that they're actually getting something from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're taking something.
Like a parasite.
Exactly. A parasite.
Okay, so where do we see that in the lyrics?
Well, there are tons of examples, but one that really stands out to me is they eat off the table that you set till you stop all your breathing.
Ooh, yeah, that's a powerful image.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's like they just keep taking and taking and taking until there's nothing left of you.
Yeah, you're just completely depleted. You can't even breathe.
Yeah, wow. And is there anything in the analysis that kind of, adds to that idea?
Yeah, so there's this other line earlier in the song, caught in the rivers of the tears that I cry, bound for harvest. And the analysis talks about how that harvest imagery is really interesting
Okay.
because it suggests that this isn't just some random thing. It's like these leeches are actively seeking out people to drain. It's intentional.
Like they're farming people's pain almost.
Yeah, like they're getting something out of it.
Wow, that's so creepy when you put it that way.
I know, right? It makes you wonder if it's always a conscious thing or some people are just kind of naturally like this.
Yeah, are they aware that they're doing it, or is it just like a subconscious need?
Right.
And then there's also this whole idea of personal space and boundaries being violated, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm thinking of that line, they flock to my garden, push their way inside, I go running and hide.
Yes. The garden is such a perfect metaphor for your personal life.
Yeah, your safe space.
Yeah, it's like your inner world, your sanctuary. And these leeches are just barging right in.
Yeah, and you feel totally invaded.
Totally. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
And the only thing you can do is run and hide.
Right.
It makes you wonder how much energy you waste just trying to protect yourself from these kinds of people.
Yeah, like how exhausting it must be to constantly have to put up those walls.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's that whole superficiality thing that I always notice with these types of people. It's like they act so friendly and charming, but it's all fake.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like that line, slime me and super straining with all. Yeah, they seem official. Make it official.
Yeah, they're trying so hard to seem legitimate.
Mhm.
Like everything's cool and normal, but their actions are telling a different story.
Completely. The analysis points out that they seem official, which makes it even more insidious. They're hiding their true intentions behind this facade of respectability.
Yeah, like they're trying to gaslight you into thinking that this is all totally fine and healthy.
Right. And that it's your fault if you feel drained.
Ugh, it's so manipulative.
It is. It really is. And it gets even darker when you look at the next line, dare cause you with your claws from the flesh that's not yours.
Ooh, yeah, that one's brutal. It's like they're not just taking from you, they're actually hurting you in the process.
Yeah, it's violent.
Yeah.
And it shows that there's no respect for your boundaries. They're just taking what they want.
And speaking of manipulation, there's that line that always makes me cringe. They find any way just to make you stay. They really want you in their piss-covered games.
Yeah, that imagery is so disturbing.
It's like they're not just trying to keep you around. They're trying to keep you trapped in this like toxic, messed up situation.
Exactly. And the analysis talks about this too. It says that they're trying to keep the speaker trapped in these unhealthy and unpleasant situations.
Yeah, it's all for their benefit, and they don't care about you at all.
Right. They're completely disregarding your feelings.
And that's so clear in the line. The enemy's presence, they don't think too hard about your fragile heart.
Oh, it's such a heartbreaking line.
Yeah, it's like they're aware of your vulnerability, but they choose to ignore it because they're so focused on getting what they want.
Yeah, the analysis says that the leeches are aware of the speaker's vulnerability, but choose to ignore it for their own gain.
It's like your feelings are just an inconvenience to them.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, can a relationship even survive when one person is so completely callous towards the other person's feelings?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem very sustainable.
Right. It's bound to implode at some point.
Yeah. And then just when you think it can't get any more bleak, Melanie Martinez throws in this curveball at the end. Oh no, are you alone, Mr. Leek? I know how that feels. We can be best friends, and we never have to be alone ever again.
I know, right? Such a sudden shift in tone.
Yeah, it's like she's offering this weird kind of twisted companionship to the leech.
Yeah, and the analysis suggests that this could be a form of connection that's born out of shared isolation.
So maybe the leech is just as lonely and messed up as the person they're draining,
Yeah, it's like they're both trying to escape their own emptiness by latching onto each other.
even if it's in this totally unhealthy way.
Right. It's like misery loves company, taken to the extreme.
It's a really complex ending, and it makes you question the motivations of both people.
Yeah, like, is it genuine connection or just a way to avoid being alone?
Right. It's a really thought-provoking way to end the song.
It is. It definitely leaves you with a lot to think about.
So to recap, we've explored this idea of leeches and how they drain us emotionally. We've talked about the violation of boundaries, the superficiality, the manipulation, the disregard for vulnerability, and that final twist of shared isolation.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, and hopefully this has given you some new insights into these kinds of relationships.
Yeah, maybe it's even giving you a new way to think about some of the people in your own life.
Yeah, and as a final thought, I just want to leave you with this idea. We've talked a lot about how draining these leech-like relationships can be. But could it be that even in these really unhealthy dynamics, there's this desperate attempt to connect, to avoid being alone?
Hmm. That's a really good question. It makes you think about the lengths people will go to in order to avoid facing their own loneliness.
Yeah, and it also makes you wonder if maybe even leeches need some kind of compassion.
Yeah, maybe we all have a little bit of leech in us from time to time.
Right, we all need connection in some form or another.
Exactly. And it's important to be mindful of how we're getting that connection and how it's affecting the people around us.
Yeah, good point. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into leeches. It's been really enlightening.
Yeah, I always learn something new when we do these deep dives.
Me too. Thanks for listening, everybody.
See ya!